Let's have a look at a word problem that involves some exponential functions, specifically the natural exponential e to the x. So a marketing company estimates that t days after termination of an advertising campaign, the sales of a new product will be a function, s of t, where s of t is given by 3000 e to the power of negative 0.010 t. And the questions are, how many units are being sold at the time that the advertising ends? And B, how many units will be sold 30 days after advertising ends or after 60 days? So let's take a look at question A first. So in A, we have to know how many units are being sold at the time the advertising ends. Well, this says that T is supposed to be the number of days after advertising ends. So in this case, if we're interested in the time that the advertising ends, in this case, T would be equal to 0. So they're asking us what s of t is when t equals 0. So we can just go ahead and plug in t equals 0 into our equation. So s of 0 is equal to 3000 e to the negative 0.010 times 0. So this number, negative 0.010 times 0, this whole thing is 0. E to the 0 is 1. So at the end of the day, the answer is 3000. Okay, so let's take a look at question B. Question B says, how many units will be sold 30 days after the advertising ends, and how about after 60 days? So in the first case, we have t is equal to 30 days after the advertising ends. So we can go ahead and plug this in. S of 30 is equal to 3000 e to the negative 0.010 times, what is t in this case? T is 30. So we can go ahead and we can calculate that to be 3000 e to the negative 0.010 times 30 is actually 0.3. And actually, it's probably a good idea that you can actually leave it like this. If you want a decimal number, you can plug this into your calculator or any other computer, and it can give you a nice number. But for us, we're just going to leave this. This is the most exact answer you can get. So let's look at the other case. T equals 60. So in this case, we plug 60 into our equation. So we're looking for what's happening 60 days after the advertising campaign ends. So we plug it into the same formula, 3000 e to the negative 0.010 to the 60. And then we can simplify that. That's 3000 e to the negative 60 times 0.010 is 0.6. And again, this is the most accurate answer. Of course, if you want to get a decimal answer, you can plug this into your calculator or computer, and it can give you a decimal answer, but this is the most exact.